Going on, y'all? It's DG back with another video, and today going to be giving y'all my quick thoughts on the brand new ANTA KT10. So let's get right into it. So I did have the privilege of being in Dallas, Texas on behalf of ANTA for the KT10 launch event in Shoe Palace. It was a really nice event, and meeting Clay, that wasn't the first time that I met him, but I did ask him one question.
These got a little bit, they're both very sturdy. I would say these got a little better flexibility.
Okay.
I can tell in the material, and they've been good to me so far.
I would say his response was pretty accurate, and obviously it's his personal experience. But in my experience playing in this shoe, I would say that was the biggest upgrade as well, right? So performance-wise, I would say the main thing about this shoe is that it's much more streamlined, okay? You can even look at the shoe, and it's much more streamlined than the 9 and the 8, okay? So I'm not saying that the 9 and 8 were bad, because they definitely weren't. I actually loved playing in those shoes. If you guys watched my reviews like 2 years ago and then last year for the KT9, but these are much more traditional, not only in design, but like in materials, in the overall setup. It is just much more accommodating for most people, whereas the KT9 and the KT8, you did have to take time to get used to those shoes. For the traction, they're using this herringbone line pattern, and basically they're using this non-slip material. I would say from personal experience, these picked up a lot of dust the first time that I played in them. They did get better over time, but my recommendation is to buy a colorway with solid rubber outsoles. And at the event, this was the only colorway that had a translucent outsoles. But overall, traction is really good. ANTA knows what they're doing with traction. I would just say you need to watch out for dust on this colorway. I think, again, I'm going to reiterate that the solid rubber outsoles, I believe, are a lot better. And this is something that I've noticed across all brands, that solid rubber just works better for me personally. Maybe it's like a placebo thing. In terms of cushion, it does feel pretty nice, okay? So it's not going to be a lot of compression. Again, this is Klay Thompson. He is one of the best shooters of all time. He needs to be able to get a lot of response out of his shoes. He needs to be able to plant and rise up for a shot. So this shoe provides exactly that, okay? So if you are a shooter, these will be good because they provide a lot of response. And the impact protection is definitely there, okay? The lacking, I would say, or I guess the con side to this cushion setup is that there's not a lot of compression, okay? So there's cushion, but you're not really going to feel it sinking into your foot or into the ground. So I'm not sure how well you guys can see the outsole because it is kind of beat after I played in them, but there are like these pods of cushion in the heel and then in the forefoot. But after you continue playing in them, after you continue breaking the shoe in, it does feel a little bit better. But overall, this cushion setup provides a lot of court feel, a lot of support, a lot of stability, and also a considerable amount of impact protection, because you can definitely feel the cushion there. It's just not compressing, if that makes sense. So it's not the lowest to the ground shoe in the world, but it's going to provide you a lot of response. With that said, for a little bit more extra compression, I do like using my Move insoles as always. One of the things that I think is a really big improvement upon the past two models or the past few models is the overall feel and the material. So the cushion is pretty good. Again, I just expanded on that, but the overall materials are much more flexible, like Clay said. It is just a big difference if you played in the previous two specifically, because those are most recent. If you play in those and you get these and you buy these, then you will feel that difference, okay? So in the KT9, KT8, or specifically the KT8, for example, that upper was pretty stiff in my opinion. Like even like doing a forward motion, like running, like I could feel some materials pinching onto my foot. These are just much more flexible in terms of the materials, and it's much more traditional, so it's not going to be anything new to you, which is honestly a good thing. The interior materials, especially around the Achilles portion, does feel pretty nice. It is pretty padded. I think the main thing about this shoe is the support, because Clay needs a lot of support. It does have a pretty wide base as well, and the overall structure of the shoe is just very supportive, has amazing lockdown. But I would stay true to size. If you have a really, really, really big foot, then you can go half size up, but for 95% of people, I would recommend going true to size. So to summarize, the positives about this shoe so far, in my opinion, is definitely the support, definitely the fit, definitely the lockdown, and in my opinion, the cushion and traction as well. I feel like the cushion, for me personally, you know, my play style, I do like the responsiveness. It's not going to feel as plush as like a full-length Zoom strobo or something like that, but you're definitely going to get some impact protection there, like I expanded upon, as well as a lot of, you know, court feel. In terms of the traction, I had a positive experience. I would just recommend you have to get a solid rubber outsole. That's what I would prefer. The cons to this shoe, I would say that a lot of people may not be impressed with the cushion, but having played in KT models, like in the past, I've been playing them for a long time at this point. I'm born and raised in the Bay. I love Klay Thompson. I've been playing in the shoes. I even bought like I think the KT1s, KT2s at Shoe Palace when they first dropped in like 2014, 2015. So basically I'm used to this type of cushion setup, but I feel like a lot of people may not like it. I feel like a lot of people may not like the cushion setup if they're not used to it, because it's pretty firm, and I would say that it needs time to break in as well, just to get a little bit more compression out of it. But if you like a lot of compression, again, this may not be the shoe for you. My other dislike is that this colorway is not my favorite. Out of all of the ones that I've seen, I actually think this is the worst colorway out of the batch. But that just goes to show that there's going to be more colorways coming down the line, so I wouldn't be too worried about that personally. Overall, y'all, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the ANTA KT10. This is definitely a shoe that I'm going to continue playing in. Once they release more colorways, I will definitely be buying them, because I definitely like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, one of my favorite players of all time. Again, I'm born and raised in the Bay, so I have just like a history watching Klay. I've met him, you know, numerous times. I don't really know the guy, obviously, but I have his autograph. He's just super nice guy, guys. So I absolutely love Klay, and what he's done for the Bay Area is just amazing. So playing in his shoes, in a pretty good performer at that, the KT10, and these actually look really good compared to the last two. So I'm very happy about this shoe, and will be buying more colorways. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the ANTA KT10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, especially if you made it this far. Follow me on all socials at TG Hoops, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.